Hi Taurus, this is going to be a tarot reading for your sign between the week of the 1st and the 7th of September. Let's begin. Okay. Oops, easy. It might be a bit clumsy this week, Taurus. Just be careful of being clumsy. uh, when I do something in a reading, it's usually something channeled. I'm very, I'm not well, I do things that I don't normally do, but when I start a reading, I'm reading, whatever I do. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Maybe that's an important message for you, in regards to how you're moving forward, and it's going to make sense maybe during that reading. Maybe it's just something that you needed to hear, specifically those words. So your pre-week energy for coming into this week, I see you having a lot of movement, towards, sort of like a harmony and bliss within yourself. You have a lot of rapid movements towards, having a fairy tale ending in your life. You're making lots of moves. You're trying to try out different things and explore different avenues and venues and things of that nature, to have your kind of fairy tale ending. It feels like you're like gathering information of what's right for you and what's not right for you, and you're not taking your time with it. You're really focused. I see you really focused and broadening what you know. You're broadening your horizons of you're not showing fear. You're not feeling fearful, or not allowing your fears to stop you from moving forwards and figuring it out. I feel like your fear has stopped you before from going in depth and trying to figure things out. But I think since you've let go of being afraid, or letting your fear to take over you, you're moving very quickly, in regards to finding out what your fairy tale ending is here. 10 days is very significant. 10 days prior to today, which is, I think today's the 2nd, so the 22nd of last month was very significant for you. Some sort of situation happened for you. I think that it was very sunny that day, and you had an epiphany. You had a download. You had a conscious epiphany, a conscious epiphany, which you thought was just thinking, sort of you're daydreaming, and you had a download, and you didn't realize it was a download. That is significant in this situation. But whatever it is, it illuminated something in your path currently. You've not acted upon it, but you've just kind of kept it there in your awareness, as you go through life and you're trying to figure out what it is. And I feel like it's got some sort of ending that you have to go through, some sort of transition to the other side. You've given the peace offering. It's like you've paid the ferryman in the underworld to take you across to the other side, but it's not the underworld. It's like, in your life in general, like for your fairy tale ending, like you've paid the cost to be the boss. Like, and you're being called here to let that go, to transform yourself, to transition, to close this cycle. The cycle is due to be closed. You're at the end of this cycle. This is why you haven't been able to find your fairy tale ending. This is why you've been sort of searching, and you've been spending a lot of time and effort, and you've been moving with very great speed, spiritually speaking, to find this sort of fairy tale ending. But it's eluded you this whole time, and this epiphany you had on the 22nd told you that it was the reason why is because you needed to transform. The reason why it hasn't come in is because you needed to transform. It's because you need to transform. You need to transition. You need to let go of the way things have been, the way that things used to be, and the way that you've known them to be. Because it's the end of a cycle. The cycle is now closed. You can keep this open, but you're going to be in this energy forever until you decide to move on, and you could potentially go backwards, which you don't want. I don't see you wanting to go backwards here. Because if you go backwards, you're going to end up on the wrong side of the wheel of fortune. You're going to end up on the wrong side of fortune if you go backwards from here. But just know that your destiny, it's your destiny. Your destiny is changing luck. Your luck is changing. So maybe you've been very patient with how you feel. I feel you're very emotional, hoping and wishing things come in for you. Your fairy tale ending comes in for you. You're doing a lot of work in the spiritual realm without realizing it. You're balanced. Your energy is also balanced. Your elemental energy is balanced. And you have power in this moment of time. You have a lot of power in this moment of time. Typhon. I just needed to say that name. It means something to you. Know that you are endless, and you need to move forward in this situation. Nothing is lost. Nothing is hidden from you. You need to move forward and embrace the new. And I do see you here at the beginning of this week. I am recording a bit late. This is Tuesday, but on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're in this energy of being very optimistic, having bright ideas. Your energy is looking really good as well. You're very enthusiastic. You're very enthusiastic about what's to come. You're willing to learn the ways of magic. So maybe you've been sort of like learning magic already. I'm getting like pagan magic and shamanic magic. But you're somebody that's very protected spiritually in this endeavor and just in general. But I see you're gonna be learning how to create what it is that you actually desire rather than waiting for it to come in. You're going to be able to create what it is you want, spiritually speaking, and it will manifest in your reality. The story here of the Page of Wands is that he goes to learn how to make a wand from the wand maker, and he is actually a prince in disguise, and he doesn't tell the wand maker that he's a prince. And he's very optimistic. He wants to learn. He's a very good student. He listens very attentively to, the master, and he learns very quickly, and he becomes very good himself at making these wands. No one's ever made a wand like this before the master of the wands, and when he brought it about into the world, everybody wanted to fight him, everybody wanted to kill him, until he managed to convince people that they could be used for good, because they only saw the wands as evil. So maybe I'm getting here, maybe that your gifts and skills people deem as evil, but they're not. They can be used for good also. There's a confirmation right there. I don't know if you heard that. But I see you being very optimistic Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday possibly, and then from Wednesday to Friday possibly, you're going to be in this energy of having a lot of ideas, a lot of bright ideas. You're going to be communicating very well with the universe. You're going to be communicating well with the universe. Your mind is going to be very clear. I feel like you're going to choose to embrace this transformation, this death, this letting go of whatever you're letting go of. You're going to go ahead with it during midweek. You're going to be very optimistic that this is the right way to go. You're going to be very very clear, and you're going to communicate this really well with the universe. You're not going to allow situations, old situations, to have a hold on you, to almost to, what do they call it, to when something's malleable. I don't know what the word is, but there's a word for it when they are sort of like, sort of mold. Yeah, you're not going to allow situations to mold you. That's the word I was looking for. I feel you being very, expressing yourself very clearly. You have the right idea of where you're going to. And oddly enough, by the end of the week, I see you being purified. By the end of the week, this is all happening this week. Pardon me. This energy is very powerful. This cycle that you've closed, is now closed. Going into the week, is closed already. I see you almost writing a new story. This is your fairy tale. You're beginning your fairy tale now. You were looking for the fairy tale ending, but I'm hearing what you didn't realize. There needed to be a fairy tale beginning. Like, how can there be a fairy tale ending if there's not a fairy tale beginning? And this is what you're beginning now. The book is anew. It's a very strong cardinal energy. Cardinal meaning like leadership energy. This is not your energy. This is spirits. This is spiritual leaders. Spiritual gods, goddesses. I feel like you're somebody that really loves mythology. You love, you really have a fascination and appreciation for gods, goddesses, and you're connected to some. I see you're very connected to Set, the Egyptian god Set. He's here with you, watching over your affairs, and Typhon. I don't know. You know who Typhon is, so I don't need to tell you. Uh, but I see you here at the end of the week. You're being balanced. You're being brought into balance. Your spiritual and physical is being brought into balance. You're healing. You're being purified, and you're finding fulfillment through the situation. I feel like this letting go is going to be not something too difficult for you because you're in the right state of mind. You're in the right clarity about who you are and what you desire. You're very clear about what you desire, and what you desire is obviously this fairy tale ending. And I see you are actually making moves to make this a reality. But you need to obviously do the spiritual work first to then close officially, let go, and transition, and then purify. You're going to be purified by the end of this week. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel happier. You're going to feel more emotionally connected and content. You're going to feel more emotionally content. I think being around water might help you towards the end of the week. If you can maybe go swimming or something towards like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to amplify this energy for you, of healing, of purifying and healing. They're different, but in your context, they're along the same line. Yeah, you're gonna be content. You're gonna be content, and you're gonna once this week goes through, you know, at the end of this week, you're gonna realize that yes, your dreams can come true. Your dreams will come true. Dreams do come true. I see you be feeling very abundant, very happy with life in general, and your progress through life and your understanding of life in general. I see you being balanced in the spiritual and the physical, more so that you're going to be you're incorporating that into your daily affairs. You're going to have one foot in the spiritual realm and one foot in the physical, and you're going to walk your path towards the sun. Your intuition is going to be very strong because you're allowing yourself to grow. I was going to say grow through. You're allowing yourself to grow, and you're not stopping this from happening. You're not letting, whatever this ending is, this transition, this transformation, whatever you're letting go of, you're not letting it take over you. You're allowing yourself to grow. It's almost like you're going to be jolted into this new way of being. It might seem scary at first, because it's unfamiliar, but your willpower is going to be very strong because you know where your heart is and you know what you're looking for. I see your 3 top chakras being very relevant in your future in regards to finding what it is that you desire. You're pouring into yourself. You see, there's a confirmation. You're pouring into yourself. You're pouring yourself into yourself, and you're sort of transmuting that energy into what you desire. It's very good energy, to be honest with you. You're making your fairy tale come true. pardon me. Your outcome for the week. You might be feeling quite gassy. Just keep that in mind. It might be making you feel a bit lazy to do anything. But I feel like right now you need to be optimistic about your future, and optimistic about things in general. Your outcome for the week is that you will be following your heart. You will be following your heart to illuminate the way forward. You will be following your heart to illuminate the way forward. And this is coming from your intuition. You're going to be in alignment with yourself. Like on here on the moon card, there's a fox and a dog, and the fox is feral and the dog is not. The dog is tamed. I feel like those are two aspects within you that you feel are present. One more feral and one more tamed, and they don't necessarily get on with one another, but I feel like they're going to be in unison as you traverse and you go walk down this path, and you're going to be powered by the moon. Maybe watching the moon is going to be very important for you, like physically watching it, not like on one device, but actually getting outside when it's dark and looking at the moon. It's going to amplify you. It's going to heal your heart a lot. You're going to feel very strong by doing this. You're going to feel like a surge of power, an emotion, positive, that comes about from you just looking at the moon. And it's going to help strengthen your foundation towards success. But I see you following your heart. Your outcome here is you are going to go ahead with this healing. You are going to go ahead with this transition, which is very good. You are going to allow yourself to let go of what it is you need to let go of, and you will be moving towards, your path that you desire. You will be going towards your fairy tale beginning and fairy tale ending. Your beginning. You're going to go to your beginning first. It's interesting because this Knight of Pentacles, he actually comes to learn, how to grow pentacles. He's a prince, and fairy tales begin with princes and princesses. So here we are, and this Knight of Pentacles, he comes to, the lady. He comes to Charity to teach him how to grow his own pentacles. And so you might be a female or a male, but somebody will be coming in towards you, I believe, in the future, asking for your help. And this is going to be the beginning of your fairy tale story. So this is very romantic, but I feel like this encompasses everything in general. So this is like a general going into romance and then going into finances. Because I see here that your excuse of getting with this prince or princess, whoever it is going to be financially related. So you might be working on some sort of business or some sort of endeavor. Yep, it's going to be a business. It's going to be a business of how you can grow your money. And you're going to meet this person that wants to collaborate with you, that wants to be in harmony with you, that wants to work with you. And you're going to be honest and truthful, and you're going to be like, look, you can help me and I can help you. But I feel like you're going to be helping them more, and they're going to end up falling in love with you. And it's going to be quite romantic. It's going to be very romantic. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Look at, I got the lovers. It's gonna be very romantic. Um, it's funny. I love fairy tales. Um, but yeah, you're gonna fall in love with whoever this person is. There's your confirmation. I don't even know if you can hear them. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's your confirmation that yeah, you're going the right way. So I've said enough. I feel like I feel like you're going to be so happy in the future. You're going to be gleeful with how things are turning out. It's almost going to be like magic. You're gonna note me down on this, but you're going to say in the future, this feels like magic. It's beautiful read. Let's see what your challenges are for this week. I think your challenge for this week is to understand that um, there are many new things, new ways, new opportunities, and ideas. I think it's more of ideas that you can explore. I feel like you're so familiar with some stuff that work for you, but they're not necessarily the greatest things for you. But there's so many more, like all of these branches here. There's so many more things that you could, benefit from. So many more things that, what I mean, so many more things that you can so many ways that you can grow and benefit yourself by new ideas. And you just need to be open and optimistic about these new things that are coming in, these new ideas, these new things that you need to learn about, these new bright ideas, so to speak. You will be having them, but you need to act on them, not just let them like kind of like sit there. You need to be more inspired by these things that are coming in, knowing that this is not the same thing as you went before. This is actually a level up. Even though it might look familiar, it's not familiar. This is actually a level up from what you have already experienced before. It's a new idea. It's a new, in terms of situations that present yourself moving forward, or present themselves to you moving forward. It's being inspired that these new ideas, these new opportunities are going to help you grow even more. You've already grown a lot, but this is a new stage you're at. You're very grounded here. Your challenge is to just realize that these things you're thinking about, at the beginning of this week is these new things. They might seem familiar, but they're not. They're a level up. They are causing you to grow even more. And this is what you need to realize, that you have grown, you've transitioned, you're at the next stage now. You're on another cycle, you're on a new cycle. But you obviously have to let go of the old. And this is what this is about. That you might think some of these new things look like the old things, but they're not. They're a level up. They might look like it or seem like the old stuff. As long as it's something new, then you know it's something new. But if it's new and it looks like it's old, it's not. It's not. It's a level up. Actually, a challenge for you here this week is not allowing your. I see here like sexual energy, not to overtake you, not to get into this state of being overly tempted. To maintain peace within yourself. I feel like being in water towards the end of the week will really help purify you. and it's going to help you connect to your intuition a lot more strongly. Um, I see your will is being tested this week in regards to your sexual energy. You might be feeling to be a bit promiscuous. I'd advise against it, to be honest with you. Things are looking amazing for you this week if you're able to maintain your integrity and be true to yourself. You're going to see a massive surge in healing, and that cannot be denied. But you see, if you don't allow it to, it's going to almost cause you harm. It's going to sort of, you're bleeding. I don't know if you can see this, but she's like bleeding from her sacral chakra over here, and she's sort of trying to balance it, but I see it being from her body, not a container. She's sort of mixing back and forth the bad energy with the good energy, but I feel like it's like bad energy pouring into her. And so I feel like you need to sort of stay away from being promiscuous or doing things just because for the sake of it. Again, I feel like you're very passionate. You're a very passionate person. Again, a sexual energy coming through here again. You're very passionate about yourself and just love in general. But I feel like it's putting you into sort of this sort of aggressive energy. Is putting you into this sort of Aries energy. It's like this, not even Aries energy. It's putting you into this Mars energy of like aggression, and it's a lot of passion, but it's a lot of aggression, and it's not something that is logical. It's not something that makes sense. It's just because you feel it. Not to say that it's bad, but in this situation it is, because I see it is staggering your healing, which is your purification that needs to happen this week. It will stagger that. And the way you can avoid this is just being clear, mentally clear. If you're thinking about being promiscuous or anything like that, it's gonna not allow you to be clear. It's not gonna allow you to have those ideas that you do need at this moment of time, and that's the first step. And then when you do get those ideas, you might still feel like being promiscuous, but it's gonna throw your energy off. It's going to put you in conflict with your happiness if you stay in this energy. Your success is going to cause chaos to your energy, and it's going to cause chaos within your success. It's going to cause chaos within your happiness, which is going to lead to what you don't want. It's not going to lead to a fairy tale. It's going to lead to sort of like a forced connection, a forced sort of I see this person trying to force their connection upon you by saying, oh, well, we might be soulmates. If you're being promiscuous with someone, and you might, because of your situation, you might tend to believe them and be like, this is healing, this is what my healing is, when it's not. It's a false. This person's pushing a narrative onto you because they see you as a type, and they're playing to that type, and you're going to end up having to be very strong, resilient, and have inner strength through the situation. It's going to turn into a cycle, that could potentially go on for a very, very long time. I'm seeing an infinite. It's putting you into something where, yeah, infinite. They're having power over you. They're taking over your energy, whoever this person is, if you're being promiscuous this week. So if you can, avoid doing it, because you're gonna meet whoever this person is in the future. But if you stay in this energy, you're having this person almost trying to take over you, take over your energy, steal your energy. They're siphoning off of you. You think here it's your healing. You think here you're healing, but you're not healing her. You see how she's got a cup here, and he's like, oh well, let me present your cup to you, and you think it's healing. This represents healing. You know, this is here. You're wearing white. You're like, oh, this is pure. This person's coming to me with pure intentions, but it's not at all. This person's not coming with pure intentions. This person's coming over to take your power. They're trying to manifest something in their life, and they are sort of siphoning off your power here. This is you in the relationship with this person. This is what's going to happen. Look, they both got infinity symbols over their head, but that's you. That's your symbol. That's your energy that he's taking over here and using it to manifest. And you're having here to be brave. This person's going to put you in, it's going to put you in some sort of energy of having to be, having inner strength. Why is that? Because they're taking away your clear thinking. You're not going to be able to think very well. Maybe they might love bomb you, or I see them having a lot of control over you. You're not able to leave. They're going to have some sort of sway over you. It's like their soul's in your hand. It's a really nasty energy person this has. They have a really nasty energy of trying to dominate you, dominate your energy, and use the energy, your energy to, it's like they want to use and abuse you and your energy to get what they want, and then they want to discard you. They're trying to balance themselves as a whole so that they can manifest what they want. And they're realizing that you have a lot of power. Whoever this person is noticing this week that the reason why you're feeling promiscuous, they're seeing an opportunity to almost attack you. I feel it more being attack on you. They're not really thinking about long term. They don't want to be with you long term. They want to sort of use you and abuse you to climb up, and they will be if you allow it to happen. So if you can, try to avoid being promiscuous this week, then you'll be very happy by the end of the week. This is you by the end of the week if you don't be promiscuous. This person might be very tempting. They're coming in pretending to be a soulmate. I'm giving you a warning now. They're coming in to be pretending to be a soulmate. They're saying all the right things. They're doing all the right things, but you might have a funny feeling about this person that you can't put your finger on. But know that this person, this Knight of Pentacles, whoever it is for you, is not coming in this week. This week is about you and your healing, your purification. You need to go through your purification this week in order for you to not go backwards on this wheel of fortune. This cycle is closed. However, you're at this pinnacle, you're at this decisive moment where your next move decides where you're gonna go on this wheel. And for you to go forwards, you must choose yourself. And to go backwards, you would choose this person that's coming in. And this is through promiscuity. They want to have a little fling or whatever with you. So just make sure that, you do what's best for yourself, and you will be very happy by the end of the week. You'll be positive, feeling warmth, exuberant, you're going to be feeling really good, delighted with life in general. So I'm going to leave you a reading here. If you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment and subscribe, and take care.